If you want to talk about why less men are appealing, is some of that, do women want an educated guy? Is that something they rank up there? It is, right? So if women are more educated and guys are not as educated, could that be a factor here of why women who are really prioritizing that can't check a lot of guys on that list? Sure. They also want guys who earn more money than they do. And with more women in the workforce and more women making money, it's harder than it used to be for women to find guys that are making more than them, and typically they want substantially more than them. So you've turned yourself into a CEO, you've turned yourself into a career woman, you've put yourself on a heavy financial path, and you're now you want guys to make more than you. Well, those women it's going to have a harder time.
You got married. How's that going?
It's literally the greatest thing in my life. On both sides of the political aisle, I was told that getting married is like the worst thing you could do for your career. It's settling down, it's holding you back. I heard that from people I grew up with acting in Hollywood, where I would talk about wanting to be a mom and wanting to be a wife. They're like, oh my God, you're going to sacrifice everything.
Was it getting married that was the problem, or was it like having kids?
Both.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, even just getting married is like, okay, well now you're like settled down and now people won't like you as much because you're married.
Oh yeah, I heard that too.
And did not give a rat's obviously. I was like, you're not going to tell me what to do. But I love this person and I believe in the institution of marriage. I also found somebody who makes me better. I've never felt more ambitious. I've never felt braver than when I'm with him. And it's like he takes all the parts of me that need strengthening and just amplifies them.
Oh, yay.
You feel like a superhero. That's the number one thing I would tell women is like, look for that person who's like a real partner in everything. And that's him. So it's been just incredible.
My mother was a teacher too.
My mother was a teacher. She had to quit when she got married because they married women couldn't draw a salary that.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait, hold up. If you were a married woman and a teacher, you had to quit?
They wanted the jobs for the men.
Was for men to support their families.
So if you're a woman as a teacher and then you get married, you could just be gone because they want to give the jobs to.
Did coming on the panels or being in this space influence your desire to want to rebuild your family in any way?
Kind of. Yeah, and then when I was dating it, I was just kind of like, bro, this is not it. Like this is not it. So yeah, it did.
I just want to say that I feel like when I think about marriage, and maybe that's because I didn't have a dad, but I wasn't taught to look at money first. So that's why I can understand where she was coming from. But at the same time, I feel like if I want to work, that should be my decision. Like, I feel like the jobs in the field that I'm in now, this is something I genuinely love doing. Like, I love being around the kids. I'm really good with them. If I could have 12 kids, I would. Like, I love kids. That's how much I love kids. And I love being around the parents. I love being around the teachers. I love being around the superintendent. I love being around the mayor. I just love being around the environment I'm in. So I feel like if I wanted to work, it's not because it's like, oh, I'm trying to have a certain stature. It's because I want to do it. Like if I get a man, they'd be like, oh, I just want you to quit your job. Like, let's talk about this. Are we planning to start a family? Can I quit when I get closer to my due date? I promise you it'll help the body, like the energy, it'll keep me up. Like I promise to keep myself hydrated, eat how you need me to eat. But if I want to work, that should be up to me. And it seems like that a lot of men forget that it's just like when we come into a marriage, yes, we're tending to you and we're submitting to you, but you also have to make sure everyone in the house needs are met, including mine. So if I in my heart want to do this work, why is it a problem? And why does it hurt your ego so bad? Because it sounds like a lot of ego thing at this point. It makes me feel like this, or I feel, but what about how she feels? And there's other women who might want to be in a certain field and they have the choice to work and want to work, and they shouldn't be put down by that because they want to do that. And that's whatever lifestyle they choose to have.
If your husband said, hey, look, I don't want you to work, trust me and listen to me, what's the problem with that?
I said I would talk to him. We would have to have a conversation. It's not going to be a
That's unacceptable.
2-minute conversation. But if I genuinely love what I'm doing, I want to know, why are you asking me to stop working? And I want to make sure that it's not coming from a place of insecurity that has to do with you, a place of control.
You said you was a God-fearing woman, right?
Yeah.
And you said you learned that the Lord said, hey, you can't be, let's just say LGBT no more.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have to say, well, God, I'm gonna have a conversation with you about that?
I asked God to take it from my heart, and He did. You got to ask God to come into your life. He did. We had a conversation.
I'm saying you don't push back.
Come on, Darwin, let's get to the point.
I am.
Okay.
You don't push back to God. You said you was a God-fearing woman. Do you know that you're supposed to submit to your husband? So you pushing back to your husband is basically going against God's order, right?
No, if God allows me to ask questions, what makes you think I can't ask you questions? You're not God. Like I have most respect for God. For me, God is love. That's what God is. It's not control. It's not ego. It's none of that. So if you want to be closer to God, you're going to do things out of love. So I want to make sure that you telling me not to work is coming from a place of love and not ego. Because me working, hurting your ego, you have to work on that. That's the place. Ego that stems from a place of insecurity. I can't deal with a man that's not confident in himself and confident in me.
He is confident.
Whatever my abilities are.
He's telling
all
you, hey,
women does not have the desire just to stay home. Maybe after a certain age, but not in their early 30s.
Telling you, hey, look, I got this. This is the lifestyle. This is our budget. This is what we're gonna do. I don't need you working. I need you here doing this.
But Darn, what did I say before? This has nothing to. You could take my money and I don't have to spend. I'm not that type of person. I don't spend that much anyway. I am very, I'm not going to say low maintenance, but I know how to make small things look good, affordable things look good. So if you want to still have that budget, even with my income, that's okay. I trust you. Because honestly, I'm not that good at budgeting anyway. So you can take my check, you can take my money, and you can be like, okay, we saving it.
Hey, Dad, you gotta let him.
He's not. I'm painting a scenario that you wouldn't have an income anymore. You would just be doing what he's asking you to do at home. And I'm asking you, because you say you're a God-fearing man and you believe in the order that God presented to men and women, what's wrong with your man saying, hey, look, I don't want you working. I want you doing X, Y, Z right here. Why is there pushback?
I want to make sure he's human. Just like if I have questions for the path that God has set for me and God provide me with answers, he doesn't sit there and look down on me and see as back talk. He approaches me with love. If my man can convince me, yes, I'm going to trust in his opinion. But I'm also going to let him know how much I love what I do. So to me, like I said, God is love. So when I love what I do and I'm seeing that it's affecting people's lives in a positive way, I'm going to ask you why. Why do you want me to stop what I'm doing?
Would you do that job for free?
Yeah, I would do it for free. That's how I started. I started it for free.
What if your man just told you, listen, you don't got to quit. Just go part-time and volunteer your time. I don't want you working that job full-time.
But what if I like what I'm doing?
You get to do it. You're doing it part-time.
What I'm doing is I'm trying to grow into politics. I'm educating myself. I'm going to school. So that's something I want to do. I want to help advocate for new laws. So let me
ask you this. Do you believe as a woman, if you're in a relationship, if you're married, do you believe it's your job to give your husbands your first fruit? The best version of you? So do you tend to his needs before you go to work, or do you go to work and then attend to his needs when you come home from work?
I have a question. So I don't have a question. I have more of a statement. It's more like you see like a Michelle Obama and Michelle Obama and Barack Obama. It's more like that. She's not just staying at home with the kids. She's still able to do what she loves. She's still able to go out. She can still go out and advocate. And there's people in middle class, in high class, in all classes that's able to do that and want to do that. I don't know why y'all think that. I'm sorry that they.
One mic.
Go ahead, Will.
Y'all not answering the questions I'm asking y'all. I asked you, do you think are you going to give your husband your first fruit, or do you give him what's left over after you go to work?
I give him my first fruit. I tend to him first. I'm gonna make sure I have a schedule to where I can tend to him first.
So in my mind, when people go to work, they tend to go to work by 7, 8, or 9 o'clock in the morning. They work until about 5 p.m., 3, 4, 5 p.m. They come home. Are you saying you're going to tend to your husband prior to working your 8-hour shift?
Yes, why not?
What? I don't know if they don't understand what I'm asking them, or they just
Can I piggyback off of this real quick?
Because the thing is, how needy are you?